It is time for our Sunrise Smart Start.
2 people shot on Dewey Avenue overnight in 2 separate incidents. Police say the first happening just after 10 o'clock. The second shooting just after 1 o'clock in the morning. Both victims have been taken to the hospital with what are described as non-life-threatening injuries. Officials say these shootings did not happen in the same location, but were very close to each other. There are no suspects in custody. If you have any information, call 911.
Today, federal officials will host a meeting on the federal task force Viper, which aims to combat violence in Rochester.
Carmela Boykin is live in the city with more on the program's progress since it was rolled out 3 weeks ago. Good morning, Carmela.
Good morning, Leah. Good morning, Mark. The Viper Task Force meeting is set to take place at 10 a.m. today. It'll be held downtown outside the Rochester Educational Opportunity Center. And U.S. Attorney James P. Kennedy Jr. will discuss an update on the latest efforts to reduce gun violence in the city. Since the start of the Viper Task Force 3 weeks ago, there have been a total of 138 arrests in both Rochester and Buffalo. Today's the 21st day of the 60-day surge aimed to reduce violent gun offenders from the streets of both cities. Back in early July, after the introduction of Viper, a local homeowner voiced their concern to the U.S. Attorney.
To be able to go after the individuals that are doing this.
That's how we do our job.
60 days? Do you know how much death has happened in 60 days back?
Well, this effort has begun today. I'm telling you that we're going to do it for a period of 60 days moving forward, and we'll continue as long as it needs to be done.
And all members of the community are welcome to attend the event, and representatives from law enforcement agencies will also be in attendance. Reporting in Rochester, Carmela Boykin, News 8. Leah and Mark.
An important effort there, Carmela. Thank you for that. Of the 138 arrests, 45 have been firearm related. 22 illegal guns have been seized. Again, the meeting will be held at the Rochester Educational Opportunity Center at 10 o'clock this morning.
Well, a car crash in Geneva sending 8 people standing on a street corner to the hospital last night. Police say one car hit another along Route 14. Both of the cars then struck those 8 people on the side of the road. Everyone is expected to survive, though one woman was taken to Strong Memorial Hospital as a precaution because she is pregnant. Both drivers were also taken to the hospital. One of the drivers has been cited for reckless driving and failing to yield a left-hand turn.
The woman accused of causing a crash that killed her husband in Ogden on July 4th is facing new charges. Jenny Clark was indicted by a Monroe County grand jury Monday. According to Ogden police, she was driving her family when she crashed into a utility pole along Colby Street, killing her husband, Matthew. Police say Clark was speeding under the influence and arguing with her husband at the time of the crash. Her 3 children were in the car. New charges include second-degree murder and second-degree vehicular manslaughter.
Ontario Beach Park is closed for swimming because of the potential presence of E. coli. In a Facebook post, the Monroe County Parks Department noting the park has been closed to swimming since last weekend's record-breaking rainfall. The concern is the possible presence of E. coli, but officials say more testing does need to be performed. Officials add they will continue to track the Genesee River flow rate and update the public when the beach is safe for swimming.
Yeah, a lot of people anxious for that to come back because this is the time of year you want to jump in the water, especially yesterday. Beautiful day.
Oh, man, yeah, yesterday was great. Weekend was pretty good as well. We have temperatures now starting off pretty average in the lower 60s, but we will warm up quickly into the 70s, eventually into the low 80s. If we're thinking about getting out to the playground, you're going to want to watch out for showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. I would say as early as 12:01, really right around lunchtime, we'll see those just start to break into New York State and then eventually push through between, I would say, about noon and 6 p.m. So those storms definitely could impact the evening commute. We'll have that forecast as well as the last look at the 8-day coming up at the end of the show. Mark, Leo.
All right, James, thank you. Time for another look at the roads right now with our sunrise traffic. A live look over Rochester. Volume going nicely over the Douglas Anthony Bridge. 390, 490, 590, all up to speed at last check. If you're heading out the door, should be a smooth commute.
Well, the U.S. House officially begins its investigation into the January 6th attack on the Capitol. The Select Committee will hold its first hearing later this morning.
Now, this hearing comes as members of the GOP are feuding with each other over the issue. Washington correspondent Alexandra Limon has more.
Republican leader Kevin McCarthy is at odds with members of his own party who are serving on the Select Committee to investigate the attack on the Capitol. Those Republican Congress members say they're not worried about their own party possibly punishing them. Before the Select Committee to investigate the January 6th attack on the Capitol even holds its first meeting, it's already filled with controversy.
It just makes the whole committee a sham, so the outcome is predetermined.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi rejected two of the Republicans appointed to the committee by Republican leader Kevin McCarthy. So McCarthy withdrew all of his appointments. But Speaker Pelosi selected two Republicans to serve anyway, Representatives Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger.
I never expected to be in this position, but because of duty calling to do this and to get to the bottom, I'm committed to doing it.
Monday, McCarthy called the two GOP members Pelosi Republicans.
It's childish. We're doing big things right now. We're getting to the answers of the worst attack on the Capitol since the War of 1812.
Kinzinger says he's not worried about possible repercussions.
If the conference decides, or if Kevin decides they want to punish, Liz Cheney and I for getting to the bottom and telling the truth, I think that probably says more about them than it does for us.
Democrats agree it's critical to get answers about the attack on the seat of democracy that lawmakers lived through.
And somebody said, get on the floor. And they said, take your pen off. Because if they break in, they're trying to kill members of Congress.
The first hearing from the Select Committee is scheduled to happen later this morning at 9:30 here on the East Coast. This congressional investigation is separate from the criminal investigation that authorities are also conducting. Reporting in Washington, Alexandra Limon.
Alexandra, thank you. The committee includes 7 Democrats and those 2 Republicans. The first public testimony will come from 4 police officers who were there that day.
In other news this morning, construction is underway on a memorial for fallen highway workers. It is being built at the New York State Fairgrounds and will honor those who died while on duty for the Department of Transportation, Thruway Authority, or local DPWs. In the history of the state DOT, 56 people have lost their lives on the job. That memorial is expected to be ready when the New York State Fair opens in August.
All right, let's find out what folks might be talking about at the water cooler this morning. Reading Rainbow and Star Trek star LeVar Burton is this week's guest host on Jeopardy! Burton's fans leading a social media campaign collecting more than 250,000 signatures to get producers to pick him to become the permanent host. Burton's run on Jeopardy! Continues tonight right here on WROC at 7:30. A lot of people want to see LeVar Burton get the job. He was on CBS this morning not too long ago, and he said he wants the job.
Of course.
Yeah.
So it's a good gig for sure. Who wouldn't want that?
Yeah, right, exactly. Anything to do to work in Southern California is not a bad gig, right? They have nice weather there, and we have nice weather at least for the first half of the day, and then the rain showers move through by the afternoon and evening. You may run into a couple of thunderstorms for your evening commute, so definitely watch out for that. It's nice to have the News 8 app because you can actually get severe thunderstorm warnings right to your phone when those pop up if you have the app. So there's a tip for you there. Let's finish with the 8-day forecast. Today is the last day of 80s, at least for the next 8. We see a big cooling trend as we get into the weekend and next week. Here's a little nugget for you. I am starting to see hints that we see a big surge in heat by the middle of August. I think the middle and second half of August could come rearing back with summer, maybe some 90s mixed in there as well.
All right, maybe put in the vacation request now.
Hey, there you go. Yeah.
Enjoy that summer heat.
All right, thank you so much, James.
Yep.
And thank you for watching News 8 at Sunrise.
Our next update is coming up in about 30 minutes. CBS This Morning is up next, the latest on the investigation into the attack on the U.S. Capitol and the latest from the Olympics as well. As we finish up here in the studio, we say, have a great Tuesday. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, Twitter, and on our app for news and weather.